A6. The sixth note of the A scale is F sharp. So we need to play A and then add an F sharp to it. There's F sharp on the high E string. So therefore A6 is that with the A string root. When we play it with the low E string root, there's our A. The F sharp would be easy to play there, the 7th fret of the B string, but we haven't got enough fingers to play that from the full A. So therefore we have to compromise, removing this E note which is on the A string, and be careful not to play it when we form the 6th note sound. So therefore that would be A6 with the E note root. A6 with the D note root. There's your A, which is the 7th fret on the D string, and then we have to form the D chord 2 frets away. There is the F sharp. So what we can do is just remove the pinky, and that introduces the F sharp. So there is A6 with the D string root. B6, the 6th note of the B scale is G sharp. There is your G sharp note. If we play, there's B with the A string root. So we need to add that G sharp. That's how I would do it. There is another way that we can play the B6th chord with the A string root. There is also a G sharp note. So what we could do is we can play the 4 strings in the middle like that. With the E string root, there's our B major, and we need to add the G sharp there. So what we could do is again lose the F sharp note on the A string and introduce the G sharp underneath. Just be careful not to play the A string at all. There is your B6. And then with the D string root, there is the 9th fret on the D, giving us the B note. If we play the D-shaped chord from there, and then if we take the pinky off, the note that we're holding with our index finger is G sharp. So therefore, that is B6, the D string root. C6, the 6th note of the C scale is A. So if we play conventional C, and then there's the A note which we need to add. So changing our fingers around, we can add that A note like that. We can also do it the way that we did with the B6. We can play the A note there. That's also C6. Or we could do the complicated way where we add that A note like that. So that gives a nice bit of follow on from the G to the A. That's C6 using the A string root. C6 with the low E string root. There is our full C major. Lose the G on the A string and then add the A on the B string on the 10th fret. There is C6. If we want to use the D string root, there is C, which is the 10th fret on the D string. Play the D chord and then lose the pinky. That means we're holding the A note like that. So that's C6 on the D string root. D6, the 6th note of the D scale is B. When we consider that we're playing D twice, that's why when we lose the D, or lose the tonic, in the other chords rather, there's your B. So that is D6. the A string root, there's our D, the B note is there, so we can play it like that, that's D6, or we can use the other method where we add the B there. With the low E string root, we lose the A note on the A string and we add the B note on the B string, 12th fret. That is D6. E6. The sixth note of the E scale is C sharp. There's the C sharp note on the B string. So if we add that to the E chord, that's E6. There's your E. If we then play the D shape at the right distance and then lose the pinky, that means the C sharp is being held. So there is E6. A string root, there is the E note, 7th fret. So there's our E and the C sharp is there. So we can play E6 like that, or we can do it like that. There's the C sharp. F6. There's our full F. The sixth note of the F scale is D. So we have to add the D. We could lose the C on the A string and then add the D, making sure not to play the A string. So there's F6. There's the F note on the D string. Play the D chord shape further up. That's F. Lose the pinky. There's D. That's F6. With the A string root, F is on the 8th fret, so we would bar and play the A shape. That's F. Here is the D. That is F6. Or the fancy way, there's the D. That is F6. G, major. The sixth note of the G scale is E. So we have to add that E note. Now we can be clever because the open high E string would also provide the E. So we can hold the G, not barring, but there is the open E string underneath. That is G6. If we want to do it with the bar method, we lose the D on the A string and then that releases our finger so that we can include the E there. That is also G6. There is the G note on the D string, 5th fret, and form the D shape, lose the pinky, there's the E. So that is G6. On the A string root, 10th fret, form the A shape, that's G. There's the E note, that is G6. We can also play it the fancy way. There's the E note, that is also G6.